It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon when Mia missed her bus. Annoyed, she ducked into the nearest cafe to escape the downpour, shaking out her soaked hair. Before she even had a chance to look up, she crashed right into someone, knocking a cup of coffee straight out of his hands. "Oh my God, I am so sorry," Mia gasped, scrambling for napkins. The guy laughed, brushing coffee off his sleeve. "Don't worry about it," he said with an easy grin. "Honestly, I needed an excuse to stay a little longer anyway." And that's how Mia met Daniel. Mia was a mural artist, turning blank walls into colorful stories. Daniel was an architect, designing the buildings she loved painting on. That first conversation, sparked by spilled coffee, stretched on for hours. They talked about how sunlight hit old brick buildings, how every structure had a history, and how art had the power to bring life to even the dullest corners of the city. One day, as they wandered through an alley filled with murals, Daniel stopped in front of one. "This is yours, isn't it?" he asked, tracing the outline of a bird in flight. Mia blinked, surprise. "How did you know?" He smiled. "Your style, it moves, like you're telling a story that can't be contained in just one frame." She looked at him, really looked at him. And in that moment, she realized he got it. He got her. As the months passed, their connection only grew stronger. Coffee dates turned into late-night rooftop talks, sketching side by side under city lights. Then one evening, Mia got a call. A gallery in Paris wanted to give her a solo exhibition. It was huge. At the same time, Daniel was offered the biggest project of his career, one that would reshape the city's skyline. But it meant staying put for at least 2 more years. At first, they ignored the problem, choosing kisses over conversations. But eventually, reality hit. The arguments started small at first. "Mia, you're always talking about leaving," Daniel sighed one night. "What if, for once, you stayed? Built something here with me?" Mia's voice was quiet. "But what if my dream is somewhere else?" Neither of them had an answer. The night before Mia was supposed to leave, she found herself in Daniel's studio. Among the blueprints and sketches, she noticed an old, worn sketchbook tucked between the papers. Curious, she opened it. Page after page was filled with sketches of her murals drawn from memory. Some were unfinished. Others had tiny notes scribbled in the margins. "Sunset colors work best here. The way she paints wings, they feel like they could actually lift off the wall. She doesn't just paint, she brings life." Her throat tightened. He hadn't just admired her work, he had studied it. And in that moment, she realized something. It wasn't about choosing between love and dreams. It was about figuring out how to make both work. Instead of saying goodbye, they found a way forward. Daniel talked to his firm, and after weeks of negotiations, they agreed to expand to Europe. He could take on projects in Paris for part of the year. Mia's exhibition became more than just an art show, it became a collaboration. Daniel designed the gallery space in a way that made her murals come alive. On the night of the opening, as Mia stood in the gallery, surrounded by her art and the city she had always dreamed of, she felt a familiar hand slip into hers. Daniel leaned in, whispering, "You were right, your dream was here. But I'm glad we made it ours." Their love didn't just survive, it grew. Together, they didn't just build careers, they built a future.